since the 1800s, cookies have been around. They started out using flour and water, and so they were just kind of blocks, and that'd be really gross. But then they started to add things to them, and my favorite addition would be peanut butter, because I love peanut butter cookies. The fresh baked goodness of a chewy homemade cookie has always been a favorite. Peanut butter just makes the cookie even more delicious. Okay, we are going to talk about what you need for my favorite kind of cookie, which is Halfway to Heaven peanut butter cookies. And then I'm going to tell you how you make it, and then I'm going to let you see the product. Okay, first you need 1.5 cups of oatmeal, and then you need 1/2 cup of flour, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Most things are half, that's why it's really easy to remember. And then you need 1/2 cup of sugar, and 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/2 cup of peanut butter, but I usually add more because I really like peanut butter. And then you need a stick of butter, which is 1/2 cup, and then you need an egg.
Go back.
She had a chicken in it.
And, since you know what you need for the cookies, I'm gonna show you how you make them. First, you add the oats. Yeah. I guess it'd be oats. I use quick oats. So you add the oatmeal, and then you add the oatmeal, and then the baking powder, and the baking soda, and the flour together, and you mix that together, and you have that in one bowl, and then in another bowl you add the peanut butter and the stick of butter and the egg and the vanilla and both the sugars in the second bowl, and you mix that together, and then you put the oats in the second bowl that you made. You put the oats in that, and you mix that together, and then you get out your pan, and you preheat the oven to 350 degrees, and you put about that big. I have a scooper, so it tells you. It's a certain size, and you put that on the pan, and I do 4 by 5, and so there's 20 cookies on one pan, and then you press them down so they're nice and flat, but make sure your hands are clean. And then you put it in the oven for 8 minutes, and then you take it out, and you flip over, you wait for it to cool because you don't want them to break, and then you flip over half of the cookies, and then you butter the ones that are flipped in half, you butter them with peanut butter, and then you put the ones that aren't flipped over on top of the ones that are flipped over, and so it makes a cookie sandwich, and they look like that. And now that you know how to make Halfway to Heaven peanut butter cookies, I'm gonna let you try them, but I first have to finish them. The fresh baked goodness of chewy homemade cookies has always been a favorite, and peanut butter just makes the cookie even more delicious and mouth-watering. Okay.